The divine feminine is not your excuse. Let's talk about this because the way I'm seeing the divine feminine used, especially here on social media, is way off. If you're using the phrase divine feminine to justify hating men or to flatten all masculinity into harm or to rebrand resentment as your spiritual awakening, you don't understand what you're invoking. You are not practicing ancient wisdom. You're just parading your unresolved trauma around in a costume. Do your shadow work and heal that shit. And no, calling it sacred rage or ancestral trauma doesn't make it accurate. So, what actually is the divine feminine? Historically, the divine feminine was never about domination, reversal, or gender warfare. She was never a permission slip to dehumanize somebody else. She was a relational intelligence. The divine feminine governs relationships of all kinds, between people and the land, between birth and death, between care and consequence. She appears in moments of change. She holds what must be held, and then she makes cuts when something threatens life itself. This is why she shows up across cultures as people like midwives or healers, guardians, and yes, even witches. She doesn't rule by force, she regulates by responsibility. The divine feminine doesn't ask who's to blame. She asks what sustains life and what endangers it. And sometimes that means nourishment. Sometimes it means rest. And sometimes it means refusal, boundary, and consequence. But here's what she is absolutely not. She is not anti-masculine or anti-men. She's not interested in flipping power so someone else gets to dominate. Historically, feminine and masculine were understood as functions, not enemies, and definitely not genders. The feminine governs care, continuity, and limits. The masculine governs action, direction, and force. When either one operates without the other, the system collapses. What we are living through right now isn't the rise of the divine feminine. It's a failure of relationship. And when care disappears, when limits are ignored, when harm gets justified, the archetype that governs care, limits, and consequence returns. She doesn't return as comfort, but as correction. So if the divine feminine feels confrontational right now, it's because she doesn't exist to make you feel superior. She exists to make life sustainable. And that work is not soft. It's certainly not aesthetic. And it's definitely not gentle.